Deepender Hooda ji.
Speaker, sir, I rise today in support of the budget presented by our Honorable Finance Minister, Shri P. Chidambaram. Sir, the budget statement is a clear reflection of directional change that the UPA government has been able to usher in favor of the Aam Aadmi. In the recent 2 years, we've moved away from a highly unequal pro-elite growth to a more equal, all-inclusive development for all Indians. We've moved away for India shining for few rich men to Bharat Nirman for all Bharatvasis. And we've moved away from a period with average growth rates of 5 to 5.5% to a period under UPA government with average growth rates of about 8%. Now, from a naked eye, that may not seem much, but the fact of the matter is that even with the current growth rates, we will be able to double the incomes of our people 2 times as fast as what India could have managed with their growth rates. Now, does that mean that we are doing, and the economy is doing, twice as better as India? No, sir. I think we are doing better than that. Under the able stewardship of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Singh ji, I believe our economy is stronger than it has ever been. Our Honorable Finance Minister has been able to usher in a fiscal discipline and prudence, because of which our fiscal deficit stands at 4.1% today. This has partly helped us to keep the inflation at a low level, at the moderate level of about 4%, which in turn has helped the banks keep the interest rate at the low level, which have reduced the cost of capital. And all this has led to a spurge in investment, and we see record high investments in our economy. When we combine this with the high saving rates, we see a new model of growth that has been ushered in by the UPA government. A model of growth in which we've been able to expand and increase our expenditure in the social sectors without having to pass on the burden on the Aam Aadmi in form of taxes, etc. Talking about taxes, it's highly condemnable that our tax to GDP ratio has grown above 10%. Sir, the last macroeconomic indicator that I'd like to talk about before I talk about some of the sectoral allocations is the employment numbers. Our Honorable Finance Minister had once very famously said that we've inherited a high-tech jobless growth. He couldn't be more right. The employment elasticity, the rate of employment generation per incremental GDP growth point has crashed from 0.5 to about 0.1 under the NDA regime. With the galloping manufacturing and services sector today, sir, I strongly believe that perhaps this has rebounded too, and I would urge our Honorable Finance Minister to furnish the numbers on the employment elasticity if he can, if it's at all feasible, in his reply. Regarding the sectoral allocation, sir, the first sector that I'd like to focus on is power, infrastructure. I would like to bring an anomaly in the pricing of power and agriculture products to the kind notice of this august House. In a nutshell, this is the burden that a power deficient, food grain surplus state has to bear when it pays a high, unregulated price, a price that's fixed by state regulatory authorities to purchase power from power surplus states to produce food grains. The very food grains that the state has to sell at a low centrally regulated price to the central food grain pool. अध्यक्ष महोदय, जब 70 और 80 के दशक में हिंदुस्तान में अनाज की कमी के बादल मंडरा रहे थे, तो पूरे हिंदुस्तान के अंदर एक हरित क्रांति की लहर चली। कुछ प्रदेश इस हरित क्रांति की लहर में सबसे अग्रिम पंक्ति में खड़े दिखाई दिए। हरियाणा, पंजाब उन प्रदेशों में सबसे आगे थे। हरियाणा, पंजाब के किसानों ने पूरे हिंदुस्तान की जो अनाज की भूख थी उसको मिटाने का काम किया। मगर जब हमने सारे हिंदुस्तान को अनाज पहुंचाने का, अन्न पहुंचाने का काम किया, तब ये नहीं पूछा कि अगर एक प्रदेश में, एक क्षेत्र में अनाज की खास कमी है तो उस कमी का फ़ायदा उठाते हुए हम ज़्यादा रेट चार्ज करें, हम सरप्लस चार्ज करें। सर, आज परिस्थिति दूसरी है। आज हिंदुस्तान के अंदर बिजली की कमी है, और जब हरियाणा जैसे प्रदेश, जिन प्रदेशों को बिजली की आवश्यकता है अनाज पैदा करने के लिए, वो दूसरे क्षेत्रों से, दूसरे प्रदेशों से बिजली लेते हैं, तो बिजली मांगते हैं तो दूसरे प्रदेश उस बिजली पे सरप्लस हाई डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी प्राइस लगाते हैं, कमी का फ़ायदा उठाते हुए हाई प्राइस में उसको देते हैं। सर, आई बिलीव that even Adam Smith would agree with me on this point, that this is an economically unviable situation. our customer is always is also our supplier in this case. When he supplies us electricity, he is allowed to charge a discriminatory price. But when we supply food grains, we are not allowed to charge any kind of discriminatory price. In fact, we give a subsidized price. So in lieu of this, I have three suggestions to make, three recommendations to make for the Honorable Finance Minister to rectify this anomaly. Number one, that there should be a mechanism at the national level to rationalize the power charges for all states, and especially the interstate transactions should be brought under a central authority. Secondly, the Government of India power projects. In the Government of India power projects, incremental share should be given to those states which do not have natural resources to produce power. आज जो प्रदेश जैसे हमारा हरियाणा प्रदेश है सर, जहाँ पे ना तो झरने हैं कि हम हाइडल पावर पैदा कर सके, ना ही कोयले की मायने हैं सर कि हम पिटहेड पे एक अल्ट्रा मेगा पावर प्लांट लगा सके. तो ऐसे प्रदेशों को संरक्षण मिलना चाहिए जो सेंटर के प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं. And thirdly, sir, a financial package of 100 crore in the ad hoc be dispensed for the state of Haryana, considering the fact that the state is supplying food grains at a low regulated price for central food grain pool while paying high price to other states for power to produce these very food grains.